What was that? It's me, Kaala.
Oh, it's also me, Aubree.
Don't worry, you're not haunted. Yet.
This podcast contains all the spoilers. You've been warned.
These witches curse. If you don't like cursing, then you're in for some toil and trouble. If you don't mind cursing, then let the cauldron bubble, baby.
Shh! Screaming Meemies is starting now.
Hey, haunted humans, it's Kaala.
And Aubree.
And we are bringing to you a new episode of Screaming Meemies. Today we've decided to watch
Cuckoo!
We had a lot to say, so hope you enjoy.
I'm so excited we're doing this. We haven't done it in forever. Stupid fucking life obligations and shit.
Fucking life.
Fucking
Bullshit.
life.
Bullshit. Bullshit. No,
Bullshit. Yeah.
No Mom drinks for me, thanks.
Kristen Annie Bell.
All right. This better be fucking scary. I'm gonna be pissed.
All right, let's get into it.
Cuckoo opens from the POV of someone on the second floor of a home watching the shadows of their parents having a huge shouting match in German. Heated arguing continues.
I just wonder if we're going to see
damn, is
somebody
this
get
German?
killed in the shadow.
Yeah, right. That'd be pretty cool.
We pulled down the hall into a teenage girl's room while a strange, guttural, high-pitched shrieking noise continually pierces the argument downstairs.
Ugh.
Convulsions? Seizure, maybe? Not a seizure. That's not a seizure. Oh, don't pull your hair out.
Ugh. Ugh. Always with the ripping of the hair. Oh, she has such beautiful hair.
Oh, she's having like a stress response to hearing them screaming at each other.
She steps outside of the house while tremors are causing her hands and body to flinch. All of a sudden, a loud slam reverberates, and you know the husband just knocked out his wife. The daughter stops in her tracks as the camera zooms right in on the girl's long blonde hair as another shriek makes her ear twitch and she takes off running towards the sound.
Whoa, the sound.
She's definitely old enough to go in there and kill her dad. Just saying.
We then overhear a telephone conversation where an unseen German guy is asking a bald guy about losing your adolescent already, and then mentions that the young one is on the way, but the mother will be harder to control without a nesting ground.
Cut to a beautiful shot of the Bavarian Alps of Germany from the viewpoint of a moving truck. Inside, we see two movers and a teenage girl with short blonde hair named Gretchen. The movers ask her if the woman in the car ahead of her is her mother. Gretchen explains that Beth is not her mother, and we pan over to the car to see Gretchen's father, Luis, practicing German with Beth, and an elementary school-aged girl in the back named Alma is Gretchen's half-sister. The mover asks if her sister is deaf, and Gretchen explains that she isn't deaf. It's just annoying that she can't talk as she takes a drag off the mover's cigarette. Are we to assume that it's the same girl?
Who is the woman in the station wagon? I was wondering the same thing. Are we to assume that's that same girl? Different hair would be why we'd be confused.
Right.
Because we didn't see her face really.
Right, her hair was the dominant character.
You would have seen me in Cuckoo. I was the hair.
Wow. Way to be sensitive.
So annoying.
The two vehicles pull up to Resort Alpschatten, and the owner, Herr Kunir, played by Dan Stevens, walks up to the driver's window and greets Gretchen's father, rather ominously. Herr Kunir applauds Luis's improvement in speaking German. As the two laugh, we realize they know each other. As Gretchen exits the moving truck, Luis calls to her to introduce herself to Herr Kunir. She looks like she'd literally rather die and says, "Sup." Herr Kunir tells Beth he's so happy that they're back, and Beth shows him a drawing for his new guest lodge atop the roof of the car. Herr Kunur points out it's been nearly 8 years since you lovebirds stumbled into my nest, and I believe more than architectural plans were conceived this day. Blech. Gretchen flinches with the disgust that remark deserves. Herr Kunur then greets Alma, who uses her phone to greet him in German.
Alpschatten! It's the beast! The beast is upon me!
666, the mark of the beast.
I do like Dan Stevens a lot. He's a great actor.
Guten Tag. If
That was a very spiteful
Ranya's
response.
listening, she'll have to tell us how we do with our accents.
Oh boy, okay. More pressure now.
Oh, I'm terrible at accents. I never assume to have done it well. But I do love the way accents sound to my ears and feel on my tongue, even if I'm doing it wrong. Also just sounds too, though. Like if somebody says something in an interesting way, that will catch my ear in a bug way too, where I have to like repeat it. Ew.
Gross. Yeah. Her sunglasses with like feathers coming out the top. I've never seen that before. Guten Tag. We are right off the bat confused, believing that the girl from the beginning is Gretchen. Please enjoy our bewilderment throughout nearly the entire movie. Cool. Super great. So, her dad killed her mom, and now she's just living with her dad, I guess. The guy that was in the window making that phone call did not look like that guy, though. Right?
I don't know. I'm already so confused, and nothing's even happened.
Right? Gretchen beelines for the bathroom as she's listening to her voicemail. Her friend on the phone is kind enough to provide us with the exposition that Gretchen's mom has passed and says that she would love the new music their band is making. Her friend reminds her that she is still the lead singer of the band, even though her dad is dragging her across Europe. She starts listening to the track while on the pot, and the door to the bathroom slowly creaks open. Someone rattles her door handle trying to get in. Then sounds like they're stepping onto the toilet next to Gretchen's stall to peek over. Beth comes in to scold Gretchen for whatever reason, and then Gretchen takes that opportunity to pull up her pants and bail out. As she sprints out, the stall next to her is closed. We see 2 boots step down from the toilet seat onto the floor.
Who has their volume on ever? Gross. What the fuck? No, this is my nightmare. Wait, don't go. You could have said something. Say any words.
I guess that is an acceptable time to run away and not wash your hands. As
Aubree.
As a compulsive germaphobe, I guess that's fine.
Okay, well, that was horrifying.
But also, did you notice that, like, the sound effect for the toilet seat slamming came first before there was even walking towards the stall? And she was just like, whatever. It's not like it was her toilet seat that slammed. She was already sitting there. I mean, I have no idea what the vibe is. I don't know if this is supernatural. I don't know if this is people being evil. I don't know anything about this. But I hear it's best to go into this one like that, too.
Alma begs Gretchen to unlock the trunk so the dog can get out. As soon as he does, he starts growling at the woods. I guess the dog was fired because he never appears back in the movie again.
Aw.
Oh, there's a dog.
Looks like a high-energy doggo.
I hope nothing happens to that dog in this movie.
I hope so.
I'm very upset.
Gretch is bringing in her amp from the driveway as a woman drives up in an adorable yellow car and walks straight up to her to shake her hand. She explains she's their neighbor and starts interrogating her. Gretchen is confused as to why this neighbor would know anything about her, says she's from America, and Herr Kunir interrupts by creeping up behind Gretchen and drags his fingertips from one shoulder to the other in an intimate way for someone who just met her an hour ago.
Creep.
Mm-hmm. Hello! What a cute little toy car you drove up in.
That's a cute little Hot Wheels.
Right?
Don't touch me.
Ugh.
Herr Kunir introduces the neighbor as Dr. Bonnemont, the medical superintendent of the nearby hospital and chronic disease treatment facility. He introduces Gretchen as he is corrected by Gretchen, and he repeats it as Gretchen.
Gretchen!
Gretchen.
So exotic.
Gretchen.
Gretch begrudgingly checks out her new digs and immediately calls her mom and hears her voicemail. Hi, you've reached the Vanderkert residence. Neither Gretchen nor Olivia are here now, but we are dying to hear what you have to say, so get ready to say it. Beep! Gretch uses the answering machine as a way to talk to her mom. She acknowledges that it's weird, but that it's good to hear her voice. She says going with her dad was a bad idea and that she misses their house. She's going to save up money and come home soon. Oh, maybe her mom was killed by her stepdad or something. Maybe that's what's going on here. And now she's living with her bio dad.
Oh, gotcha. She's rudely interrupted by her dad and wipes away her tears. Louise tells Gretchen he knows it's been hard. Then he's interrupted by Herr Kunir. He approaches Gretchen again with that unearned familiarity, and as if he's overheard her money troubles, offers her a receptionist job at his resort, as this town is a boring place for teens in the summer. Her dad tries to say no, but Gretch jumps at the opportunity.
But see what I'm saying? That guy doesn't look like the guy that was making the phone call that we assumed was the dad. Right? How about stop talking?
How would you like to come work for me at my resort? Well, I would like to be nowhere near you, thank you. That was not the response I was expecting. Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Just get out of here.
Well, her hatred for her dad clearly supersedes her creepo-meter. Next day, we see Gretchen training with her French coworker, Beatrix. Beatrix is a role-playing reception with her cop boyfriend. They get to chatting, and Beatrix tells Gretch that Herr Kunir lives in a big bungalow with private hotel bungalows in his front yard. They agree that's weird, then out of nowhere, some patron in the background pukes on the floor of the lobby. As if summoned by the upchuck, Herr Kunir slinks in and asks Gretchen how her day is going. Whoa, what? Not Janelle safe.
Just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere! Who even is that lady?
Somebody on vacation who
She just fucking...
went too hard the night before.
What?
Okay.
Background
suspicious.
character just pukes out of nowhere. What?
And then creepo guy shows up out of nowhere. All suspicious. Herr Kunir says he will be back later to pick up Gretchen, and she says not to worry about it because she's brought her bike. He turns on his heel and says, "No, it'll be too dark on the country roads at night. This is why you won't work late."
Is this current year? Do you know?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like it, though.
Because her sweater is, like, very not current year. Did you ever watch him in the Marvel show he was in?
Which one? Maybe. All Marvel stuff just melts out of my brain immediately because it's all the fucking same.
This one was before Marvel and Disney and all of them converged. Legion?
Nope, sure didn't.
I've been meaning to finish it. He plays this guy, has like vivid hallucinations, so he gets admitted in an asylum. And I mean, it's crazy. Like Aubrey Plaza's in it too, but like he starts learning that maybe he has some sort of superpower and that maybe the hallucinations aren't hallucinations. Very fascinating. It was a crazy show. It's not like any other Marvel show, I can tell you that. Jump to Gretchen playing electric guitar with her headphones on as Alma sneaks in to watch her play. Suddenly, from the sunny forest, that screeching noise makes Alma freeze and then start convulsing. Again, we have no idea what's going on.
This is that same screeching, and she's now having... Okay, so the younger sister who doesn't speak is hearing the same screeching that she heard when maybe her mom was killed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and now she's convulsing. Gretchen is startled to see Alma at all, and even more surprised to see her shaking like that. Gretch takes her headphones off and tries to settle Alma down by placing her hand on her shoulder before hearing the screeching herself. Then suddenly, the scene loops from when Gretch was startled to see Alma. The scene resets itself as soon as Gretchen places her hand on Alma's shoulder, until the third time when Alma lashes out and claws Gretchen's face. In shock, Gretch falls back onto her bed as they both look terrified out towards the forest. Parents of the year come in to scold Gretchen to turn down the music, and then see Alma freaking out. They hold her and try to calm her down, and don't seem to give a fuck about the scratch on Gretchen's face. Whoa, what?
Whoa. The only person who seems to care at all is Beatrix, who asks about Gretchen's face. Gretch explains that my father's daughter scratched me, distancing herself as far away from sister as she can. Beatrix thanks Gretchen for taking over the rest of her shift as she pieces out to go on a date with her cop boyfriend. She tells Gretch to make sure to lock up at 10 p.m. sharp. Gretch falls asleep on the job at the reception desk. A moody French girl with tiny sunglasses and a six-pack of beer rings the bell for assistance by slamming it. Gretch falls out of her chair and nearly shits her pants.
This character is giving the same energy as the character that's in Atypical, that boy's sister.
And by that you mean Gretchen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like this looks 80s. Look at what she's wearing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everything she's wearing is super cute.
And the, like, grungy style is a little 80s, too. That makes sense.
That was completely unnecessary, thank you. Could have just poked her.
Or, like, said a word.
Yeah, right? It looks like she's gonna cry.
I like how everyone says her name different.
Huh?
I like how everyone says her name different.
Gretchen.
The French girl introduces herself as Ed and asks for a room. After some banter, Ed places her hand on Gretchen's and tells her she should come to Paris. Before this burgeoning one-night stand can materialize, another random dazed girl enters the scene to puke.
Cool, so everyone's a predator. Great! What the fuck? Holy shit. Call the cops. What? That girl needs to go to Community Bridges. She's, like, clearly on drugs. Ed goes after the drugged-up girl, and Gretchen starts to follow, but is interrupted by the king of interrupting, Herr Kunier, calling the lobby. He seems upset and worried that Gretch is still there this late at night. She brushes him off, saying she has to attend to a confused guest, and hangs up. The phone rings off the hook the entire time. Gretchen looks around the lobby for the woman. She sees the door wide open, pulls out her butterfly knife, but is wise enough to just go hop on her bike and leave. No! Yeah, see that phone? This is definitely older. It sure seems like he's doing something to the guests, right?
Yeah, something weird is going on, for sure.
But maybe it's just the place.
I've been having nightmares like this lately. We're in, like, the From world, and there's just, like, a door open. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
That's weird. Okay, Gretchen, show me your butterfly knife skills. Should just follow her the whole way. The creepy Parisian lady. Yeah, last night I had a dream. I don't remember anything about it, except that I do remember that a song was stuck in my head, and it's a song that's been stuck in my head, and that's the first time I remember specifically a song being in my dream. It's that Violent Times thing from St. Vincent. So much for locking up. A few seconds later, a car screams around the corner and pulls up to the lobby. Surprise! It's Herr Kunier! He curses under his breath as he walks up to the lobby and finds the doors wide open and the lights on. Then we see Gretchen's dark and spooky ride home with her headphones on blast.
As an unknown creature starts sprinting to keep up with Gretchen, she starts passing under a couple of streetlights, and we see her shadow. Each streetlight reveals a shadow chasing after her, getting closer, reaching out to her until Gretchen finally turns around and sees a woman with red glowing eyes.
Oh boy, do you see that?
Yep.
Is this guy, like, actually running, like, a rehab facility, but he's calling it a hotel?
What the fuck?
Hell no.
That would be so scary. You're just riding your bike at night and there's just people running faster than you.
Yeah. Cool, Gretchen. Cool.
Unfazed.
I mean, inadvisable. Why is she... I mean, it's like rule number 1 as a woman. You cannot be wearing your headphones with loud music when you're going home at night. Your light doesn't seem to be working too good. Oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How are you not freaking out?
What the hell?
What?
What was that, like, demon zombie child?
Is it like a fucking vampire? What is this movie? Gretchen is lucky enough to come upon a hospital, leaps off her bike, and sprints to the front door. Begs to get in, and rings the bell for the after-hours entrance as the creature continues following her. The voice over the PA lets her in, and in pure fear she sprints right into another glass door.
She's sealed in between the outside and the inside, pulls out her knife, and slides her back down the glass, pointing at the creature. The creature taunts her through the glass and disappears just before the police arrive, and the nurse opens the door for her, looking confused.
Damn.
Whoa. She just knocked herself out?
Looks like it.
Woof.
She hit that hard.
Yeah, she did. What the fuck? Cut to Gretchen giving her statement to Beatrix's cop boyfriend, whose name we still don't know, and couldn't care less to look up while the nurse is stapling up her head wound. The cop doesn't believe her story and feels like he's gaslighting her as he says the nurse receptionist didn't see anyone.
Good for her.
Excuse me? Oh, goodness.
Gretchen sees her family rushing by with Alma in a wheelchair. They weren't even there to see Gretchen. They were there to deal with Alma's seizures. Luis is shocked to see Gretchen and shows a modicum of care by asking what happened to her, but then doesn't care enough to listen. He tells his wife and Alma that she fell, and completely ignores Gretchen saying, "I was attacked."
Luis and Gretchen are waiting in the hallway for a diagnosis for Alma, and Dr. Bonomo comes out and says Alma may have epilepsy. She lists reasons why this could have surfaced now, and among them asks, has there been a stressful event or disruption in your family lately? After staring in the middle distance for a few moments, Luis's eyes point to Gretchen.
Wow, what an asshole. Cool. Wow, what an asshole. Gretchen, feeling like an outsider, unwanted, and gaslit, realizes the straw that broke the camel's back is that she's being blamed for her sister's illness. She leaves a voicemail for her mother explaining that she's going home right now, as she steals money from the till at work. A new guy interrupts her looting by flashing his badge and introducing himself as police investigator Herr Lando. He starts to ask her questions about the incident last night, and she brushes him off because the Parisian girl Ed is trying to check out.
We'll send somebody up.
Yeah, right? Don't have to be weird about it, bro.
Okay, question. Did this girl ever actually get her room?
I guess she did.
I mean, but how? Like, they were interrupted in her check-in process.
These are all good questions, Kayla. I don't know.
Making their Bonnie and Clyde getaway, Gretchen tells Ed that she has a house in the U.S. She just needs to get to an airport. Ed says it's a good thing that Paris has an airport. They shift gears to talk about that strange woman from the other night, and Ed tells Gretchen that she saw her go into the weird pink bungalow. Gretchen tells her that pink bungalow is called the Lover's Nest. We hear the screech in the distance, and the scene starts to loop a couple times. We notice that the Parisian girl is in Eye Origins, a movie we love. You should watch that one instead of Cuckoo.
Absolutely. It is kind of horrifying.
There are scenes that will stick with you.
Yeah. It may be an artsy movie, but it is kind of horrifying at times.
There's an art horror that you like.
Yeah.
See? There you go.
That's probably like
the only one.
The only one that I can think of, actually. Yeah.
Don't set her hair on fire.
Right?
With that cigarette.
Oh, yeah. Smoking, kissing. Sounds tasty. She's just gonna fuck off to Paris with this random girl. Cool.
Those cheekbones.
Uh-huh. I know I've seen that girl before, I just can't place her.
Oh, time is jumping again.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. Time
oh my
keeps,
god,
is
she the girl from Eye Origins? Holy fucking shit, I think it is the girl.
Oh, wow.
It's her!
Wow.
Holy shit, it's her!
Dude, Eye Origins keeps, haunting us in a weird way.
I love that fucking movie. We should watch it again. I haven't seen it in a while. As realization dawns that they're stuck in a loop, on the dark highway, they suddenly see the creature screeching in the middle of the road, causing Ed to swerve off the highway and crash.
She's, recognizing it happening. They're both recognizing it. Oh! Ooh! Ah!
Oh, fuck. Well, great movie, everyone.
That haunting figure said, "You ain't getting out of this so easy, bitch."
Right?
Gretchen is barely conscious, being held upside down by her seatbelt as she looks over to Ed. We can't tell what state she is in as the creature comes over to the driver's side, yanks Ed out, and yeets her across the grass to crawl towards Gretchen. Before she can get her claws into Gretch, some high beams hit her and the creature scrambles away. We believe she's interrupted by the one and only King of Interruptions, but we don't know for sure. Gretchen wakes up briefly in the hospital and finds her father and sister asleep on the bed nearby. Man. Oh, blood in the eyeball. Oh, it's hurting me watching it.
Ugh.
My eyes are watering now. Are yours?
Right? Oh, great. Cool. So someone saw it. I hate to be derivative, but do you think that's just like a haunting version of her mom or something?
I don't know.
Because, I think we all assume the mom is dead, day one, but she keeps acting like she's not, but that could just be grief. Right?
Yeah, I assumed it was grief. She's just calling and leaving a voicemail.
Wow, they actually care? I'm shocked. She wakes again later to a super fancy meal fit for the bourgeoisie, not a hospital, and a rather threatening one-on-one with Herr Kunier.
Her father comes in, and Gretchen is momentarily hopeful that Luis is going to stay the night with her before he dashes those dreams by being a magnificent asshole. He tells her she will be fine and he has to go home and work. She's terrified because the hospital is deserted at night and she thinks the creature will come for her. He doesn't believe her at all because he knows that she was high. He scolds her for running away with a stranger and stealing from Herr Kunier. He says she no longer has a job and if she wants to run away, she can take her bike. To top it all off, he tells her, "You're making it very difficult for your sister."
Gotta say, that's the most gourmet, fanciest hospital meal I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's like Michelin star chef.
This is not a normal hospital.
Mm-hmm. You're making it very difficult for me. To no one's surprise, she calls her mom, absolutely sobbing. She walks her IV over to Ed's room to check on her, and we see Ed ask the nurse in her room about Gretchen. Oh, she's not dead? Wow. Herlando comes to check on Gretchen and tells her that he has seen the woman, which is the first time anyone has acknowledged or named the creature. Gretchen asks why he hasn't told anyone because they all think she's crazy. He says she's wanted for murder, needs her to help catch the woman, and expects that she will come for Gretch. He says he can protect her and that he will take Gretch wherever she wants to go if they catch that woman. He encourages her not to tell anyone about the investigation because he doesn't know who to trust. Later at home, Gretchen looks out over a balcony to her family and Dr. Bonomo having a drink when Beth pops up to take Alma's headphones off because they think music might be causing her epilepsy. Gretch shouts that it's just music and signs to Alma, "That's very cool," with a smile.
Gretch goes to meet up with Herr Lando as he tells her about the case. Lando says a married couple rented a cabin and that the husband lost consciousness, but he woke up with a strange blonde woman in his bedroom, as well as his wife, who is unconscious. He said the woman's voice had a strange hypnotic hold over the man. He chased her into the woods, but she got away. When he returned to the cabin, the wife had choked on her vomit. Then Gretchen tells him about the woman from the pink bungalow who puked in the lobby.
So everyone's puking? You think this is like some earthbound siren or something?
Some sort of entity is clearly roaming this property.
Mm-hmm.
Owner of the place definitely knows about it.
Right. They go to scope out the lover's nest and find that the nearby bungalow is vacant. Time for a stakeout. The lover's nest, which is more like a Barbie bungalow, is wall-to-wall pink. Inside, we see a freshly showered Beatrix strewing some rose petals across the floor and onto the bed to seduce her cop boyfriend. Excuse me, why is she spreading the rose petals?
Don't you know, if you want romance, the women have to create it.
Right? Isn't that Beatrix?
I have no idea.
The girl who works at the front.
Guess it is. Officer Boytoy shows up, seeming pissed as she flashes him in her bath towel. A lover's quarrel commences, and the cop convinces her that it's wrong to use company's resources like this for free. Like a total square. She starts to blow dry her hair, and he starts cleaning up. Beatrix sees the woman come down the hallway with her mouth impossibly agape and jagged movements. Herlando, Officer Hero Complex, arrives from the stakeout and peers into the pink bungalow's windows to see the woman discombobulate Beatrix by clapping her ears. Beatrix appears in a trance while she obsessively scratches her legs and lies down on the bed.
Dump him, Beatrix. He's a loser. We are in Germany, and these two keep speaking French, so we're, like, pretty close to some borders, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
Or maybe there's just a large French population.
Yeah, I guess it's, like, also worth noting that Europeans speak a lot of languages, and Americans don't.
Uh-oh. The siren screech is happening.
Maybe she's being saved because she's using the hairdryer. Oh, he's looping. I could live without seeing that animation again. Just saying. Oh, shit.
Girlfriend, I think your hair is diffused. Like,
I think the hairdryer is the only thing saving her right now. Oh fuck. Officer Hero Complex Lando bursts in the door, fires a shot, misses, and chases after her. He comes back to the bungalow to turn Beatrix's head to keep her from aspirating, while Gretchen looks on in horror. He says last time he was too late. Sir, no earthly means is gonna catch that thing. Just gonna let you know. This dude is not a cop.
He's like a Sam and Dean Winchester hunter kind of.
Right? Paranormal vigilante. What? Oh god. Not Chanel safe. Whatever this is. Ew. Where did you summon that from, ma'am? Is that like... Did she just reach into her own cooch with some goo?
I think so.
What the fuck? Way to miss, bro. What was she gonna do? Like, lay some sort of egg inside of her?
I don't know.
I don't think that's how biology works, ma'am.
Gretchen is startled awake by the family chatting with Herr Kunir at home. He was just telling Alma about a pan flute he wants to give her so that they can communicate with flutes from afar. Gretchen confronts Herr Kunir talking about what she saw last night with Beatrix. She asks why no one works nights at reception. Why did he bring the family here? Why do they have to live there? He deflects everything she asks and interrupts her with the pan flute, saying, "You are here because your family belongs here." Gretchen looks around the room and sees no one react to this and says, "That's a fucking weird way to put it."
Is it just me, or does her, like, stepmom look like maybe 5 years older than her? Like, tops.
Right, yeah.
Oh, great, pan flute. Gretchen.
I feel crazy like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where, like, people are making you feel crazy. It's like, clearly this is a situation. Are you just, like, not gonna acknowledge it?
Mm-hmm. Louise scolds Gretchen as she asks why no one else thinks this living arrangement is weird as fuck. Herr Kunir takes his leave, but not before dropping the bomb that she got a package from the U.S. Louise tells Gretchen the package has small stuff from her mother's. Through tears, she asks him, "What is it doing here, Dad?" He says he sold the house, put the money in an account for her, and she gives him a well-deserved broken nose. Most certainly not the way to handle it, Dad. Jeez.
In a combination of rage and grief, Gretchen dumps the box onto the ground and finds the answering machine she's been leaving messages for her mom on. Come to find out, she's not the only one who's left a message, as she plays back a message from Alma using her talking device. She says she knows that Gretchen calls her when she feels bad. Even though her mom never answers, Alma is worried about Gretchen and wants her mom to call her back and tell her she loves her. Alma also invites Gretchen's mom to come visit anytime.
Wow, that was super sad.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand.
Oh, sweet baby girl.
That's really sweet. Herr Kunir catches Gretchen planning to steal a car and run away. He offers a plan, including picking up money from his house before dropping her at the station. Where's she gonna go?
Well, this is suspicious as hell.
Right?
Leave a note that says that you're going. Let's take your bike, too.
You right?
As they pull up to his house, he points to his keychain with a bird on it. He tells Gretchen that his favorite bird is the cuckoo and that As a preservationist, some species need help to survive. He will be heretofore known as Herr Cuckoo.
She turns the corner in Herr Cuckoo's house and sees a bloodied Herr Lando held at gunpoint on his knees by Officer Boytoy. Herr Cuckoo explains that Herr Lando was found trespassing and was recently fired from the police for investigating a crime he was involved with. Surprise! That case, he told Gretchen, that was about him and his wife. Herr Cuckoo brings Gretchen into a dark, completely blacked out indoor pool room. The pool is drained and in it is a small bed, perfect for Gretchen. Herr Cuckoo sprays something in her face and locks her in. Oh, come live in my brothel dungeon or whatever the fuck he's got going on. Makes me feel like we're gonna walk into a wall full of taxidermied women or something. Oh, great. She's about to be trapped in there. Welcome to my fungeon! My fun dungeon!
As the glass wall recedes to the floor, Herr Cuckoo plays the pan flute in his yard. Gretchen tries finding a way to escape as Herr Cuckoo taunts her over the PA. He explains that he sprayed her with pheromones and that she has a chance to be a great use in our quest for preservation. The adolescent must be trained.
To have the kind of wealth to have an entire wall that's made of glass and then it can recede into the floor so you can go out there? Crazy. If you haven't picked up how exasperated we are by this point in the movie, Aubree getting up and walking away to get more wine should be a clue. So clearly he's preserving whatever that woman creature is.
Right.
I'm really interested if this is, like, supposed to be based off some sort of cryptid that, like, maybe I'm not familiar with, but it sure seems like some sort of land siren.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous that they're not going to reveal as much as we would like hope for to understand.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's going to come full circle enough to make sense. But maybe that's just my skepticism because we've been burnt so many times.
Right.
Like,
yeah. At this point, I'm going to be really pissed if it's like, it's your mom. It's the trauma of your mom's death.
It's all in your head.
I'm going to be pissed. Yeah. If it's the all in your head thing, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, that'd be dumb.
Yeah. I played enough video games with that twist. I've watched enough movies with that twist. Enough. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. The family is at the hospital during Gretchen's abduction, and Dr. Bonomo suggests to Beth that they give Alma a mild sedative to sleep through the night.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Herr Cuckoo explains to Gretchen that these creatures can't speak, but their song can be dizzyingly persuasive. A side of the glass room opens up as the girl with the long blonde hair from the beginning of the movie starts screeching and prowling towards the pheromones Gretchen is giving off. We finally figure out what the fuck is going on.
Honestly, it's embarrassing. It took that long.
Is it a little bit?
It's a little embarrassing, but yeah, I think it really tells you how disorganized the movie was. Oh shit, so that's not her? It's a different girl. The girl with the long hair is coming up. Man, we've got it all wrong.
Yeah, what is going on?
Well, that makes sense why the guy who phone called doesn't look like her dad. As the adolescent approaches, Gretchen breaks a wooden piece off of the bed and prepares to defend herself as the scene loops and the adolescent gets closer and closer. Gretchen briefly loses sight of her as the adolescent sneaks up behind her and claps her ears. The adolescent is trying to goo Gretchen, but Cuckoo, king of interruptions, plays his pan flute and orders the adolescent to stop. He approaches the two girls while wearing headphones, showing no fear of his trained pet. Better hold that out right in front of you, girl. I don't know what you're doing. Oh. Jeez. Gross. What the fuck? I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Like, she looked so deeply into her eyes there.
Didn't
for
she?
A minute.
Can they not hurt them at all if they have headphones on? Or if they have their hearing blocked? Also, I cannot get over that woman's haircut. She looks like Spock.
Herr Cuckoo is still training the adolescent and bequeaths her a fresh new blonde wig. He mentions that Gretchen's parents need to finish up their construction plans because the adolescent will need her own mating grounds soon. He apologizes to Herlando for his wife's death and says that's because this adolescent flew the coop too early. Then he turns to face the camera directly, making unsettling eye contact with us, and says how lucky we are to see 3 laying ceremonies.
Are we being fourth-walled right now? What?
Turns out he's talking through the camera to Officer Boyfriend and tells him to get Beatrix ready for her laying ceremony. From the pool room, we hear 3 gunshots and Herr Cuckoo tries to calm the adolescent. Gretchen starts retching and it looks like Herr Cuckoo is getting up to turn her head and keep her from vomiting. But instead, he tries to smother her with a pillow. Herlando comes in, guns blaring, shooting Herr Cuckoo and executing the adolescent. Gretchen fights for consciousness.
Meanwhile, at the hospital, Beth appears to be having some sort of episode, and Dr. Bonomo is quick to give her some medication. Beth immediately calms down, and her eyes look vacant.
Fucking don't. Clearly they don't want you to stay overnight in the hospital, because they're doing something.
Gretchen and Herlando lick their wounds in Herr Cuckoo's kitchen. Lando says he believes that Cuckoo is impregnating women at the resort. Gretchen reaches out to hold his hand in comfort and tells him how she's started calling her home phone to hear her mom's voice on the answering machine, and advises that maybe he can do the same thing. Their shared trauma dump is interrupted by, you guessed it, a cuckoo clock.
Depending on how scary this movie is, the next time that happens at Wayne and Terry's. You and me.
Spoiler alert, the movie wasn't scary enough to traumatize us with cuckoo clocks for life. In fact, it's so not scary, Herlando starts uncontrollably laughing because he's finally put all the pieces of the puzzle together. He explains to Gretchen that the cuckoo lays its eggs in the nests of other bird species, and then lets those birds raise its offspring. Gretchen performs a not Chanel-safe action onto the floor.
Herlando finds a photograph that Gretchen was holding on to and examines it. It's a photo of Luis, Beth, and Herr Cuckoo. The writing on the back says, honeymoon in the Alpschatten Valley. Herlando asks Gretchen how old her sister is.
Oh, okay. But she didn't even get the goo treatment. Oh my god, it's her sister? Is it her sister?
Yeah.
Gretchen calls her dad. Back at the hospital, they're rolling Beth out in a wheelchair, looking dazed and confused. Luis says that he and Beth will be home soon while Alma stays overnight in the hospital. Before Gretch has a chance to spill the beans to her dad, Herlando pulls a Fox Mulder and tells her to trust no one. Her dad didn't even notice, so it was super easy not to tell him what's going on. Barely an inconvenience. Gretch and Herlando pull up to the hospital as Beth and Luis take their leave.
Herlando and Gretch sneak into the hospital, and we hear Dr. Bonomo narrating her medical notes. She introduces Alma as homocuculidae. She's amazed at how much Alma looks like her surrogate mother, Beth. Beth's distress grows in close proximity to the biological mother. She explains that the homocuculidae developed a unique evolutionary trait to return and claim their young. The closer the biological mother is to her offspring, the faster the offspring's abilities develop. Trying to contain her excitement, Dr. Bonomo says it's time to introduce the biological mother to her daughter.
Herlando and Gretchen approach Alma's viewing window. Herlando explains that they are brood parasites. They don't impregnate, they implant eggs. Herlando says that he and his wife were trying to get pregnant, and then he gets low-key mad that his chance to get his wife pregnant was taken away from him. Herlando says that once the mother shows up, he'll end the experiment. Gretch asks what will happen to her sister, and Herlando says, that is not your sister. Suddenly, Herr Cuckoo enters the control room with Dr. Bonomo and Nurse Spock.
Herr Cuckoo is on the phone with his henchmen, telling them to clean up his mess with Gretch and Lando. He interrupts the experiment and asks Dr. Bonomo and Nurse Spock if the recordings they made behind his back are still under the staircase at her house. They look shocked and terrified.
Seriously, what's up with that lady's, Captain Spock haircut? I cannot.
Why upside down shot? That was the most random upside down shot.
It was. At least it wasn't smile random. No, he's not dead? What? Seemed like an execution. Do you have any idea what's going on right now?
No.
Me neither, dude.
I'm trying so hard to follow what's happening, and
Why did he kill those ladies he clearly hired to do these projects?
They were doing something behind his back.
Yeah.
Hearing the gunshots, Herlando and Gretch are on alert. Cuckoo goes into Alma's room, and because of the one-way mirror, Cuckoo can't see Lando and Gretch. He points his assault rifle at Alma, Gretch lunges for the mirror, and Lando holds her back. A scuffle between them ensues, and Gretch pulls out a knife to slash Lando's face and then stab him in the ribs.
That was extremely unnecessary. This guy is the only guy on your side, and you're gonna fucking kill him? You could have just kicked him in the nuts and walked away. What are you doing?
She wants to save her sister.
But what the fuck? You know what Alma means in Spanish? It's like the way, like, heart and soul, kind of. It's like if heart and soul was one word.
In an attempt to escape, Gretch rushes to Alma, wakes her up, and pulls her out of the exam room. We hear the screech as Alma starts to convulse. Down the dark hallway, we see a silhouette of the mother twitching towards Alma.
Gretchen finds a set of headphones from the recently deceased doctors, approaches Alma, and staring straight at the mother, pulls her butterfly knife out and points it directly at Alma's head. Gretch gambles on the mother not willing to harm her offspring. Alma can't see the knife, and Gretch tells her to cover her ears and stay closer to her. They start backing down the hallway. Alma glances up and sees her sister holding the knife above her, and Alma shoves Gretch over, losing her headphones. Alma sprints away from the mother into a records room, and Gretch follows behind. It's dark with rows and rows of bookshelves as the mother's shadow is seen coming towards the door. Gretch runs to hide at the end of a bookshelf as the mother walks in.
Herlando is following the mother. The mother starts screeching, calling for Alma. Gretch covers her ears and looks around. She sees a pair of earbuds and sprints over to them. Anything to deafen the screech and keep her from looping. She accidentally turns on the copy machine, alerting the mother. Gretch hooks up the earbuds to her cassette player and presses play.
Herlando, unable to read the room, flips on the lights. The three of them can see clearly now, and Gretch and the mother are staring each other down. He decides playtime is over and pushes the bookcases onto the two of them.
Oh good, he's not dead. This would be so hard. Imagine.
I don't even want to, because it's going to haunt my neighbors.
You have to, like, deafen yourself so that you're not susceptible to this thing.
He just walks in like, hey, where the party at?
Kicks in the doors. Fuck y'all. He had, like, the clearest headshot that could ever headshot, and he did that.
I feel like he still didn't want to kill the other girl, like, even though she stabbed him.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go with that.
Alma runs away and Herlando follows her. She finds herself between a rock and a hard place, running towards her cuckoo. They start firing at each other, and Alma ducks into a doorway. Gretchen wakes up to the sound of gunshots and shrieks in pain, pinned by the bookshelves. The mother manages to wiggle her way out of the bookshelves and starts hunting for Gretch. Gretch looks around desperately for her knife. She has no choice but to use her broken arm to reach for the knife. The mother digs Gretch up while screeching and gets a swift uppercut stab in the chin.
Oh my god.
Yep, here we go. The dog doesn't die, Kayla, but I think the kid does. So, Herr Koenig is shooting at Herr Lander, and Herr Lander is shooting at the girl, right?
I think
is that
so.
What I saw?
Yeah. Right in that vocal box.
Right.
Oh, I thought it was going to be right there.
Whoa! That is significantly more gore than I thought. Also, why was this guy preserving this? Like, what does this creature give?
I don't know, but I have
nature?
a feeling we're not going to find out.
You know, like, why? Because, like, I'm not even getting some, like, morality undertones of why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no, like, don't go walking around in the woods at night, or don't be sleeping around. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I got nothing.
Gretchen advances towards the battle royale with Herr Cuckoo and Herr Lando, and sees Alma hiding across the room. Herr Cuckoo tries to blow her away, and she ducks for cover. Gretch yells to Cuckoo, saying that the mother is dead. He doesn't believe her until she throws the mother's bloody wig into the middle of the room. Herr Lando laughs maniacally, and Herr Cuckoo starts firing wildly. Gretch and Herr Lando sprint towards Alma, while Cuckoo is reloading.
Reloading! You know ASL, now would be a good time to use it. Thanks, Tochi.
In an attempt to seem less threatening, Gretch tries to wipe some blood off herself and starts signing to Alma. She apologizes and says she would never hurt her. She tells Alma that Gretchen's mom called, and she said she got Alma's message. Alma asks if she will come and visit. Gretchen says she can't, but she says thank you. Alma runs to Gretchen as the two of them tearfully embrace.
Oh. Well, I may not understand a lot about what's going on in this movie, but I understand that.
Yeah, that's really sad. Really sweet, though.
Gretch yells for Herlando and reminds him that he promised to protect her. He says he stands by it. She twists the knife by saying, "Did you ever tell your wife you'd protect her?" With a palpable mix of rage and grief, Herlando says yes.
That was before you stabbed me, bitch.
Yeah, right. Wow. Oof. Pretty fucked up, Gretchen.
Gretchen carries Alma slowly out of the room, using her as a human shield towards Herr Cuckoo and using herself as a human shield against Herlando. The two men are trying to convince Gretchen to let Alma go, for different reasons. She persists. Herr Cuckoo threatens that they will go extinct without Alma, as Herlando encourages their extinction. We never find out why Herr Cuckoo wants to preserve them, by the way. Alma sees that there is no resolution between the two men and holds her hand over Gretchen's ears. She starts screeching and disorients them long enough to escape the room.
I knew she was gonna do this.
Herr Cuckoo and Lando kill each other. The sisters walk out of the hospital holding hands. They take off with Ed, the French girl, to Paris. While Alma rests her head in Gretchen's lap, we see a faint ear twitch.
Watch your parents roll up now. And be like, oh my god, what have you done? Oh hey, Parisian girl.
Well, yeah.
Let's Google that real quick.
I don't understand why he was trying to preserve this creature. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, what benefit?
I understand now the scene that we saw going on in the beginning was one of the creatures.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the fuck relevance it had to the story.
Yeah, me neither.
I guess we assumed that the parents were in on this whole situation, but it didn't seem like it. Like, it didn't seem like they understood what was happening with the seizures and, like...
Yeah, no.
You know? Yeah. They were trying to keep them away from it as much as possible, it seemed like. So I don't think they were in on it, so...
Yeah, I think that looping mechanism made
parents that they're just like, well, they weren't doing the best job as parents, but, you know...
The director says, the goal of this is never fully explained, and much of the plot is ambiguous. The story was born from two secrets. The first clues I found for Cuckoo were the Alps and the way cuckoo birds breed. The secret feeling they revealed was a mix of intrigue, sadness, and fear. When the opening secret excites me, I try to connecting the clues and write a story. If I work on it long enough, I find the answer to why I carried around the feeling to begin with, why it's important to me. That's the closing secret. I rarely share the closing secret for two reasons. It's usually a private matter, and talking about too much hurts its power, but when I found out both secrets, I got everything I need to make a movie.
What?
Yeah, that's a fucking weird thing to say. You're hoping for Singer to explain the method to his madness, you're out of luck. Got it.
What I will say is that the creature was scary. I liked your idea of, like, a land siren. Like, that really resonates for what we were seeing, I feel like. The weird, like, looping situation, like, that was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Like, it kind of loops you to, like, lure you.
Or, like, to make you forget that it happened. You know, maybe. Experimental horror. Yeah. Cuckoo can be read as an allegory for reproductive health and the many forms of sisterhood. It wasn't intended to make any extremely concrete points. Yeah, we fucking got that, bro. Like, it's about repeating patterns in generational conflict and love.
What was interesting was, at the beginning she was like, that's not my sister. And then it just took one person telling her maybe she wants to be your sister for her to be like, oh, yeah, now I'm going to be the best sister there ever was,
Right.
It's a very odd shift.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, so much better, right? Like, it's so much better than the angsty teen, like, that's not my sister. Yes. It was so much more emotional seeing the two of them trying to connect, calling...
The younger one calling the mom.
The mom's answering.
That was so sad. That was so sweet and sad. Which I think is why it really sold it for her. She's like, no, my sister is not a demon. Like, not some cryptid that wants to kill people. Like, she went out of her way to try to make me feel better by calling my mom, and she didn't know.
And if I don't let you get your hands on her, then she can remain pure.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I mean, that's kind of a theme that they play with a lot in Supernatural. I know you didn't watch like a whole lot of that, and I watched a fuckload of it.
Yeah. I watched up to the Angels and Demons, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, but one of the things that is common throughout is like the sibling bond, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, if there are characteristics about a person that are creature-like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil or bad, right? So they try to do a lot of the, like, okay, so you're a vampire, but, like, you're not gonna, like, drink human blood, or, like, you're a werewolf, but you're not gonna, let yourself out at night. You're gonna make sure that you're, locked away, or, whatever the thing is. It's like are we born good or evil or neutral, and, that whole debate.
Yeah. I don't know. And I understand the whole, like, essentially, like, the mother is coming back for the kid, but then what happens at that point?
They absorb it? Oh,
like, like, it's kind of like a grizzly bear defending its kid. Like, I understand that's pretty much what's happening, but, like, but then what happens? Like, what happens when the mom comes and gets the kid?
I wonder if the young is supposed to, like, kill the mother and then take its place, or something like that. Like... I really feel like I need to, like, watch this again to, like, gain some insight and, like, re-follow it, like, knowing how it ends and everything, but I don't feel like it's going to give me much more
I don't
clarity,
think so either. The director is not willing to elaborate in an interview, like, we're done. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Totally.
Like that weird bullshit I said earlier about him.
Very odd.
That was very weird. I would not say that was scary at all.
I mean, there were parts of it that were scary to me, like the part where she's riding the bike, and then there's the things running alongside her, and you're like, "What is that?" And that was that suspense of it was definitely scary.
That part was scary.
When it's coming at her, when she's, like, stuck in the car, like, those kinds of things are scary to me when it's about to get ya, kind of thing.
Yeah, those parts were scary. And then...
Like, that's what I've been saying, is, like, the creature is, like, a good creature. I just wish I understood more of why they were wanting it to...
Exist,
yeah. It would have made more sense if this was just, like, a resort, and this creature just, like, came up upon them, and now they're having to deal with this thing, you know, versus them trying to... keep this species alive.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It just seems... I realize that most horror movies would have gone with what you said, like, oh, this thing is happening.
Yeah,
but
I guess it's a little run-of-the-mill.
But at the same time, we're walking away with this being like, but why are you preserving this thing? Like,
but why though?
But why though? It kills people, and it impregnates people, and that appears to be all it does. Like, why? Why?
And I guess the reason that I feel like maybe I'm being biased is because I'm looking up lists of the scariest movies to watch in 2025 or whatever. This one was released 2024. But a lot of times I don't feel like I align with the same things as far as feeling like that was the number 4 or 5 scariest movie that's on Hulu right now. I don't know that I agree. But.
Yeah, that was not very scary. Like, it was thrilling, sure. It was confusing, very much. Extremely confusing. Definitely a roller coaster of what the fuck is going on. I don't understand any of this. But I don't think that makes for a good movie. I think I'd give that a 1 Screamies.
I'd give it a 2, probably. I'm gonna give it a 2. There were a couple parts where I was like, ooh. I'll give it a 2. I think I'm being a little generous, but but Mimi's story-wise, I would definitely give it a 1.
Yeah.
The story was rough.
I would give it a 1.
Behind.
Yeah, it was just very confusing, and I have so many questions, and they're not because it was, like, a terribly interesting story. It's because it was, like, poorly composed.
What would have been scarier is if they had gone with the cuckoo bird, you know, the aspect of the cuckoo bird where the baby bird is bigger than the other baby birds, and so it, like, kills them. It will push them out of the nest and stuff for food. Like, it would have been interesting if, like, Alma, like, tried to kill Gretchen or, like, something like that, you know, where it's, like, more clear the cuckoo resemblance, I guess.
Yeah, right. Right, like, it would have been even creepier if, like, not only is she, like, impregnating the women, but then she's, like, abducting the men to do what have you with. Right, you know what I mean? Like, because a siren is always trying to kill men. That's, like, the thing they do.
Right.
So, that would have been more compelling. That would have been interesting. That would have been like, oh, okay.
Wasps are another one that I think of. Is there's a type of wasp that lays its eggs inside a cockroach.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I think grackles do that, too. Which, like, objectively, grackle is a much scarier name for a horror movie.
And a scarier bird, I feel like.
Yeah, they are. They're, like, really,
I mean, they're so...
cutthroat.
They're so Raven adjacent.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're, like...
They're, like, the tiny cousins.
They're such little vultures, you know? They're just, like...
They are.
Little violent opportunists.
It's so true.
If you enjoyed this movie, please tell us why.
Yeah, please.
Tell us what you got out of it.
Please describe.
We will not judge you. We will appreciate your insight.
Clearly, we're missing it, so...
All right, well, that was the episode. We hoped you enjoyed it. We will catch you next time. Thanks so much for joining.
Bye-bye-bye.
Bye-bye-bye-bye. That's pretty too. Damn.
Yeah, wow.
Wow,
that's really pretty. Okay. The only person
think you could outrun me? Yeah, sorry.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
That's what I look like. To think you could fight me off. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just couldn't. I had to let it out.
Oh, that's so good. Line? Have you watched the Rift
I haven't
Tracks
watched
Twilight?
all of them with you.
Oh my god!
I've watched a little bit.
We watched some of the first one, right? Oh,
yeah.
God, it's so funny.
I'd be down to watch that anytime.
Oh my god, me too. I love it. There's no better way to watch Twilight. It has to have Rift Tracks. Has to have Rift Tracks. Okay. Jinx. Okay.